Just down from the intersection of West Margaret Lane and the legendary Churton Street in Hillsborough, North Carolina, sits the unmistakable, one and only, Hot Tin Roof, a collection of sheet metal and damp wood that still retains the smell of spilled beverages from days gone by. But when the sun sets and the spotlights come on underneath the pale moonlight, the stage is set when drinks are poured for all the interesting characters who come and transform the roof into a scene much more complex than what meets the eye at first glance at this old-school Americana honky-tonk that is sure to remind everybody of what the eclectic upcoming week has to offer, each night having its own distinct flavor that sets it apart from the other 6 days. Tuesday. The week's festivities kick off to a hot start with trivia night, where teammates claim tables and prepare to take on friends and foes alike, while non-contestants look on in amusement and mutter the answers to themselves under their breath. Mark, one of the roof's owners, is the star of the show, hurling question after question that ties in with the theme of the week, utilizing any opportunity possible to squeeze in movie trivia questions with answers only true cinephiles would know. Mark may be the king of the roof as a whole, but Trent is certainly the prince of the bar itself. Flashing a smile that is every bit as contagious as it is endearing, dishing out any beverage your mind can conjure up, and always stopping along the way to ask about your day as if he's known you for years. After the last round of questions, those who brought their A-game celebrate their triumphant victory, but regardless of how many points you rack up, when the glasses are empty and the night comes to a close, everybody goes home a winner. Wednesday. The $5 all-day drinks attract those aiming to end hump day on the right note and prepare for the last 2 days of the work week. Whether there are 100 customers or just one, the roof never closes early on Marissa's watch, who instead of getting a head start on her 1.5-hour commute home, would rather spend the last hour of her shift talking about her infectious passion for fantasy novels and journalism that will make anyone want to drop everything and dive into her incredible book recommendations. Thursday. This night is home to Live at the Roof with Glenn Jones, where local talent comes to perform for those in search of an intimate live music experience. As they show their appreciation for the incredible artistry by tossing tips into a dusty, rusty Miller Lite bucket that has probably existed longer than the roof itself. Performers delicately strum out traditional folk chords or sing harmonious melodies as they reside behind their lyric sheets, although it's proven that they don't truly need the words when they close their eyes and the music takes them to a whole nother world. At the end of each song, the audience roars in applause and discusses just how great the last tune was before the performers hit their next lead-in note. Long after the setlist is complete, old friends hang around to catch up on what they've been up to since last week, laugh as they kick around old times, or get up close and personal with the performers who just made everybody's night. Friday, the penultimate day of the week, brings in some of the Regis' biggest bands, who swim in a sea of whatever vibrant color fits both their tone and their outfit. Before hitting the stage, one must always give a ceremonial bow and then proceed to jam out in the shadow of music legends. Couples hit the dance floor, trading steps and twirling each other around, mirroring the perfect chemistry that dueling pianists bring to the stage just a few steps in front of them. Those who don't have quite the same rhythm in their feet hang out at the bar to enjoy a light read, or kick back in Russell's famous seat to watch whatever sporting event is on the television that night. But when everybody is invited to surround the stage for the band's last song, nobody can resist the urge to hold a loved one close and sway the last moments of the night away. Saturday, the night when ghostly silhouettes crowd the jam-packed dance floor, forming a mosh of bodies belting out hit after hit to celebrate the week's end, or in this case, a St. Patrick's Day bash for the ages. On his night off, Clint brings all his friends to the bar to order large rounds of drinks, before sprinting back to rejoin the DJ when he announces their squad song is about to come blaring through the massive speakers. When the DJ's lights flash one final time, and checks with hefty tips left for Trent and the rest of the gang cling to the Captain Morgan drink mats, memories that will last a lifetime echo around the empty bar as the week comes to an end. But don't despair. When 10 a.m. comes around on Monday morning, Mark returns to his second home to get ready for another week ahead at the Roof.